2 looks to be the highest. Bit of a settler increase from that too. Alright, Basques can go over there. And that is going to be the last province required before we can get our colony, which is going to be nice. Has Castile even started colonizing? They've got Bermuda. Yeah, they've started in Brazil. Okay. And they've also started for Africa, which is something we really must do too. Okay, so that battle is about to be joined. They do have another stack down here. And we know that our armies don't tend to fare too well against them, although we are 2 military techs ahead now. So maybe we would. Let's go and siege down Ankara. Their navy is getting completely schooled. And that's all of them dead. We stole a lightship. And also gained galley combat ability. Because that's what we really needed. Excellent. Can't complain about that one. And at that point, the Ottomans have such a negligible navy that I'm just going to start blockading all their things. Can you colonize Australia? I mean, it's a thing you can do, yes. If you're asking, will I colonize Australia? Not sure. Depends if I get that far. Although it does count as a colonial nation, so that could be another merchant. Is a trade war something different from a normal war? Trade wars, their war goal is blockading. So even if you don't land any troops, you can still win just by blockading them and then waiting. And it's a great way of raising some cash. It's not a very quick war. They do usually tend to take quite a long time. But, yeah, it can be pretty profitable. Let's get some more shipyards going. Need to make those my priority. Has Russia formed yet? I don't think so. Nope. Although I'm not sure why. Navy's under attack. Oh, that was just some of their lights. Because Constantinople just fell. It's because Smolensk is Lithuanian. They require Smolensk to form Russia. Oh, we captured another lightship. We've captured 2 more lightships. Oh, very good. Send them down there. And detach. Siege. Blockade. Whatever. Detach. Blockade. Detach. And then send you over there. So their coast should now be 100% blockaded when that last portion of the fleet arrives. And they are getting more and more eager for peace. I think I'm going to stop you training and I'm going to grab my transports. I'm going to go and pick you up. And then I'm going to hit this army with 40,000 while they're trying to free up that city, that siege. We should be able to siege Ankara before they finish on this one. Oh, no, they've left. Where are you going? Mensha. And because we control this crossing completely, the Poles and the Lithuanians can just flood across. So we're going to go for a complete humiliation here. You can't demand any territory during a trade war. This is purely for money and humiliation. Ankara is done, so we could go to Isel. Isel is actually open. This will be 20,000 against 14,000. They've clearly just had to disband a couple of troops. And they're disbanding more as they're marching. Oh no, their economy must be an absolute shambles. They may actually have declared bankruptcy. It's just fading away. This had 24,000 a moment ago. Alright, battle is joined. They still have more morale. We are 2 military techs ahead of them, and they still have more morale. We, however, have better tactics and better discipline. But they are Janissaries. With the Janissary bonuses, and we have a -1 because we crossed a river. But there are more of us. And we are of the more advanced unit type. Let's send you up to Sinop then. Should capture all the islands. Those are owned by Venice, and Venice is my ally. Local militias. Many military duties are not performed by the professional armies of the Crown, but rather by local militias based around the cities, castles and forts in the various parts of our country. These militias often know the local area well and provide very good value for money as garrison scouts, gatherers, intelligence, but their quality as regular troops is varied to say the least. So we can gain army professionalism and lose a bunch of stuff, or we can lose some. You know what, I think I can actually afford that. Yeah, I'm going to take the professionalism. Right, and we can finish off the expansion ideas as well, because we have in fact teched up. Boom. Protect the little folk. Our soldiers will want to know that their loved ones are looked after in the event that they fall in battle. Aragon will do its duty and ensure that this is done through a system of workhouses for the orphans of the fallen. And we also got the competitive merchants and encouragement to the merchant navy, which is trade efficiency and trade steering. And it's free because it's my first Diplo policy. Is it just me, or does the music sound super quiet today? I wonder if the volume here has been tweaked. Nope. Could just be my headset. It's kind of difficult to say, but the audio seems to be at the right level now. Let me know how the audio is. Province of Messina, churches are completed. Okay, but it's not so much the churches I want, it's the shipyards. Looks like Bohemia's going to go for sign up. We're going to need to take a lot more forts before they'll peace out. But I feel like the Ottomans are going to take an absolute pasting here. I'm not going to be too damaging to them, but I feel like the Poles will be. Ah, the other colony is done. Excellent. So, I think we're going to continue into St. Lucia, where we have no Diplo power, so we can't afford any of this stuff. And I have no Diplo power because I'm still annexing Florence. Oh, we could afford one of these. Let's do that one. It does make it go a bit quicker and it gives a little bit of free development. It is a good thing that we have our level 3 Diplo guy. I'm wondering if I want to save up and try and upgrade him. Hey Bandit Viking. Feliz Navidad indeed. Merry Christmas. Würzburg, period of end of religious turmoil. How is the Reformation going? Yeah, see, this is going to be not amazing. Although Naples is slowly being converted, Florence is slowly being converted, I've done my converting thing. Kind of looks like Castile's going to have some serious religious problems. I'm somewhat disappointed by how little's been done in France. Siege of Isil is done. Right, who's the leader on this one? They are, so screw you, you can do your own. You come over here to Haleb. It looks like they're retaking all of this stuff. Oh well. So, is there anything that I want from this war? Not really, because all of this trade feeds into Turkey. We could do with some of the Levant, I guess. Oh, I can't take territory anyway. Irrelevant. Alright, the Ottomans really want peace. There can be no peace, just war. Yeah, that's right. I got here fast. Right, so I kind of want to find my lightships and tell them to get back to trading, protecting trade, because I doubt that they'll be necessary here. Which is you lot. So those galleys can go down there. There's one fort left over there. That's fine. Can I tell you about the Aragon mission tree and the choices I took because of them? I have taken no choices because of the mission trees. I don't like the system. But it's mostly about getting claims. It's very linear. The ones that I do like, I mean, the claims are like to get Genoa, to get Venice, to integrate Naples, and then they get claims on Greece and Constantinople, and eventually southern France, a couple to get Castile. But the interesting ones to me was Valentian Silk, which I did complete. It is a pretty cool one. If you get a level 3 centre of trade in Valencia, then the trade there, trade good there changes to silk, and it gets a plus 25% goods produced until the end of the game in silk production, so it becomes an extremely valuable province. It's really nice. And the guilds of Barcelona, like this line over here on the left I quite like. All of this is just claims. It's kind of boring. So guilds of Barcelona is if you give Barcelona to the Berkers, and the Berkers have enough loyalty and influence, then they get 3 base production and you get 25% goods produced for 20 years. Table of exchange, if we have 3,000 ducats we get inflation reduction and interest reduction for 20 years. And industrial districts, if we have 10 manufactories we get production efficiency for 20 years. Then eventually the golden century, which you have to have completed these two and have at least 80 prestige and an income of 252, which is quite significantly more than I have right now, and it will reduce all power costs for the next 100 years by 1%, which is kind of like having 10 innovativeness. But I have 35 innovativeness already. But hey, power cost reduction is power cost reduction. I'm not going to complain about that. Yeah, unfortunately most of the missions are just getting claims. And that's not the way I like to play the game. I like to choose for myself what I'm going after, rather than have it chosen by me, chosen for me. Wonder how come Portugal has no good trading goods, don't they? They have wine. Wine's great. It's really valuable for a European trade good. 2.5 is good. I mean, admittedly, it's not metal or cloth, but still good. In fact, have they nerfed wine? I feel like wine used to be stronger. Because when I played with Brandenburg, my most profitable province was Franken, because it was a wine producer. I feel like they've nerfed wine. But it does give you less unrest, so it's more stable. Plus Portugal honestly just imports all of their goods. In fact, their tree involves getting wine monopolies. Well, there you go. Also, I've lost my blockade of the Ottoman coast, and the Ottomans do still have rather large armies kicking around here, there and everywhere. We really need to take Constantinople. Well, we'll wait until these two are full and then we'll grab Constantinople. They still can't cross because we own this crossing. So long as we stay over on this side, we should be pretty safe. Whoa, wait. Oh, they're bigger. Bugger. Bugger. They're bigger. But they're still getting rid of troops because they can't afford them. And they lost a bunch of war exhaustion. What did Poland and Lithuania even take? Trying to see if I can see the truce or the peace deal details. Be nice if you could make the events thing a bit bigger. I have a feeling it's going to be off the top. Yeah, it happened too long ago. Which, considering this goes back to March, I find slightly interesting. Was it really that long ago? I don't think they lost anything. I don't think they did. They released Hungary. I don't think so. Wine doesn't really pay until they invent the cork bottle stoppers. Dracoran, that is true. Yeah, cork does improve the cost a lot. I agree on that. The claims by mission tree are making the game more linear. I like it more open. Yes, I can choose not to use them, but I'm a completionist. Can't stand not using it. Usually I'm a bit of a completionist, but I've basically decided when it comes to games like EU4, I much prefer just it being open. So I can do what I like. Show the new missions. I'm going to get asked that so often. The missions are very linear. They basically give you claims on stuff like Genoa, Venice, bits of Italy, Greece, Albania, Constantinople, eventually southern France, the rest of Spain. That's just the boring bit, which is all of this side. The cool bits, though, and there are a few, are things like Valentian silk, whereby if you get a level 3 centre of trade in Valencia, it then produces silk rather than paper? I don't actually remember what Valencia produces. No, it's Atavia's paper. Might just be something like fish. But it produces silk and also gets a plus 25% goods produced bonus, which is pretty nice. And you get Guilds of Barcelona, which is if the Burghers own Barcelona, have a loyalty above a certain point and a influence above a certain point, then you get plus 3 production there. Sorry, plus 3 production dev and plus 25% goods produced for 25 years. Table of Exchange gives you inflation and interest reduction if you have more than 3,000 ducats. Industrial Districts gives you production efficiency for 20 years if you have more than 10 manufactories. And then if you have both of those plus a massive amount of income, you get Golden Century, which is a minus 1% to all power costs for the next 100 years, which is pretty good. What do you get with Occupy Alexandria? Probably just more claims. Occupy Alexandria, you get more claims on Egypt, Palestine, Syria and Aleppo. This is why I don't like those. They're just like, here, have more claims, have more claims, have more claims. I don't want to go for those areas. Well, fine, don't have those claims. Okay, I've taken those areas. Too bad. They're later in the claims list, so you get no benefit from that. Like, I've not yet integrated Naples. Oh, no, that's not what I'm trying to say. I have actually done that, though, not because they told me to. In fact, no, I haven't even done that. There. I occupy Alexandria. Get nothing for it because it's later in the linear tree. I kind of wish that these were standalone, if they were going to give claims at all. Or only if having progressive claims makes more sense. Like if you're told to conquer France, taking the south of France makes sense before going for the mid and the north of France. Okay, fine. I can see why that would be chained together. But one's just like, yeah, go after Egypt. Why is that chained to other things? We aren't yet lost. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Oh right, I gave away 10,000 manpower. I do need to be a little bit careful about my manpower uses. Reformers seem to criticise the state church. Having a strong-willed reformer within our borders has not been entirely without friction. It would seem the man has already forsaken his home country, is quite unwilling to moderate his views to fit the policies of a new home. Living under the protection means supporting the church, or, well, if you feel strongly about it. Remove random... Seriously? Remove a random church aspect. That sucks a bit. I have loads of church power though, so if you feel so strongly about it, fine. Which one did they remove? They removed the missionaries. Well, I'm going to get it right back again, so... Babarska Cisco. Oh, Bar Cisco, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Ooh, England's gone for Anglicanism. I like that decision. Alright, good. So England's gone Anglican, which means that despite the fact that Reformed is basically going to do nothing in this game, there is going to be a little bit more of a Reformation going on. And the reason Reform's not going to do anything is because it spawned in my country after I'd embraced Protestantism. So I'm just like, I'm going to have to stamp you out now, I'm sorry. And I could really do with taking these four... Oh no, he has to take Ankara before he can go after me. Wait, whoa! No! That should not be possible. That's mine. How are you just running over it? Oh, that's BS. If there's one rule the AI should really obey, it's the fort rules. Kinda defeats the purpose of them if they don't. And now I'm going to lose this army because they ignored that fort. Pete's sake. Oh well. Mountain battle as well. So I'm definitely going to be taking casualties here. Which means I'm going to run away as soon as I am able to do so. Bye! Sinner provided them with a friendly zone of control they could move into. Yeah, but the whole point is you can move into a fort and they're not out of it. And they had not taken Ankara. It's my frickin' fort and they literally walked straight across it. That's breaking the rules. I would not be able to do that. Even if I did own Sinop. Dinak Ripol, our military advisor, has stressed the importance of a more organised fleet and the necessity of reforms. He has managed to convince NEMS to commence an extensive restructuring. Battleships, galleys and other crafts will be built to strengthen the fleet. So we can gain a stability and also Diplotech cost reduction, or we can gain prestige. Oh no, stability all the way. Oh, for Pete's sake, can you please hurry up and take that fort? Crikey. Maybe you need to own all the protected provinces. Nope, you just need the fort. It's just an AI issue where AI can just ignore forts from time to time. Alright, we've taken Haleb. Good. So we're going to get our two armies together and we're just going to go and stomp these guys before they can take that back. I also need to reform my blockades, because it's frankly the blockades that should be doing the damage here. Ooh, Florence and Naples are attacking that coast. That's good. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to grab all of my galleys. Merge you all over there. And then you two can head down here. I was going to send you off to go and protect trade, but I can't really afford to do so anymore, I don't think. Is this mountains? No, of course not. Captured forts do not provide friendly zone of control, but if you play the Ottomans, yes, you could have moved that way. They do provide zone of control. They absolutely do. They don't recapture territory, but they provide zone of control. And I'm going to prove it, that the Ottomans would not be able to move that way if there was a human player. Because it was about 6 months ago, right? Unfortunately, the latest autosave is going to be in January, but there should still be one for July. Tag. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they're about to do it here, so I'm going to stop moving. I'm going to try and move. What? That shouldn't be possible. Captured forts provide hostile zone of control to restrict enemy movement, but not friendly zone of control. Yeah, but it's hostile right now because it's captured. I want to see if I can move over ISIL as well. Yeah, see, I can't move over ISIL.